There's a famous saying, knowledge is power. The more information someone has, the more power they hold. Yesterday, I was watching Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 1, and there was a line that really hit me. It's not super well known, but it left a lasting impression on me. The quote was, "We are this world's memory, Samwell Tarly. Without us, man would be little better than dogs." This was said by a maester in the show. Maesters are the ones who hold all the knowledge, standing beside lords and rulers, advising them on things like, here's how you should run this campaign, or here's what you should do next. In the series, there's the Night King, a character bent on wiping out the entire world. And the first person he targets to kill is the Three-Eyed Raven, someone who knows all of history, the present, and even the future down to the tiniest details. This character is taken out first because they possess an enormous amount of information. It really shows just how powerful people with knowledge can be, right? So if information is that important, where can we get it from? You've got books, TV, radio, podcasts, YouTube, tons of ways to take in knowledge. But in my opinion, books are still the best source to tap into. Why? Because writing a book can be a lifetime's worth of research by one person or a whole team. Meanwhile, making a podcast, a video like this one, or a news segment on TV, sometimes that only takes a few hours, from planning to filming to editing and publishing. So here's my advice. Read books. If books are that big of a deal, people must be reading them all the time, right? Well, not exactly. A report from the National Endowment for the Arts shows that over the past few decades, Americans' reading habits have been on the decline. A 2019 survey found that 27% of American adults didn't read a single book all year. On average, an American reads about 4 books a year, and that includes stuff assigned back in school. Take those out, and we're left with maybe 2 or 3 books that people choose to read on their own. Compare that to other countries. In Canada, the average person reads 6 books a year. If you look at reading time, Americans spend about 20 minutes a day on it. That's roughly 2.3 hours a week. Meanwhile, Germans clock in at around 4 hours a week, and in India, it's up to 10 hours a week. Those numbers really make you think, don't they? I also came across another survey from Pew Research about what young Americans are reading. The results? 55% read comics or graphic novels, 45% read short fiction, 35% read nonfiction, and 25% read full-length novels. So why are books such a big deal? They're a path to places you'll never visit and people you'll never meet. For example, I'll never get to meet Benjamin Franklin, who wrote Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, or Viktor Frankl, the author of Man's Search for Meaning. Both of them are long gone. Even living authors like Yuval Noah Harari with Sapiens or Malcolm Gladwell with The Tipping Point. I'm not likely to run into them either, but their books are the best of what they've left behind. Words they chose themselves, their ways of thinking, their ideas and experiences that I'd never get to live through on my own. That's why books are the shortest route to connecting with the brilliant minds that have shaped the world. Through books, you can broaden your perspective and break free from rigid, boxed-in thinking. They help you grow in any area you're curious about. Fitness, meditation, startups, investing, business, you name it. There are always scientists and experts out there who've spent their lives researching and writing books for us to learn from. Take Man's Search for Meaning. It taught me how to find purpose in life and push through tough times. Or Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, which walks through the gritty journey of building Nike, the shoes so many of us wear today. But I want to highlight 2 things. First, books aren't the only way to gain knowledge. Like I said earlier, you've got podcasts, YouTube, TV, plenty of other options. Second, reading a ton of books doesn't automatically mean your worldview will expand. I've met people who've read stacks of books but still come off super stubborn when we talk. They're not open to other viewpoints and act like everything they've read is the absolute truth. I don't vibe with that mindset. Let's shift gears a bit. Look at successful people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, or Patrick Collison. What's their common thread? They read a ton. Bill Gates knocks out 50 books a year. That's 1 book a week. Why do they bother? Because books give them fresh perspectives they wouldn't come up with on their own. Stuff that's totally different from what they're already doing. The stories and lessons from those pages help them give killer presentations or inspire their teams with vivid, convincing examples. Think about it. These folks have huge networks, rubbing shoulders with all kinds of brilliant minds, and yet they still turn to books for new ideas. If they're doing it, why shouldn't we regular people give it a shot, right? Lastly, let's talk money for a sec. We're fine dropping $15 on burgers and beers with friends. About the same cost as a paperback on Amazon. So what if you skipped one meal out and bought a book instead? The value you'd get from that book could outweigh the quick fun of that meal by a mile. For 10 to 20 bucks, you're getting a ticket into the minds of some of the smartest, most complex thinkers out there. To me, that's a steal. The worth of those pages is priceless. So give reading more books a try, guys. That's it for this video. It's a short one. I'll aim to keep future videos snappy like this so they're easier to watch. Thanks so much for supporting my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Catch you later.